So I got a request to make a video about me transferring from uni to CDM. So uni is a high school in Irvine. I grew up in Irvine, so I went there. They weren't very good at volleyball, so I was a freshman, 5'2", coming into freshman year, playing outside hitter, starting on varsity at University High School. Um, so that says something. I was 14, not very strong. I had to pretty much hit the ball up. I could barely get over the net. But my buddy Patrick Paragis, who I played club with at 9 for 9, starting my freshman year, him and Kevin Cobran and Brandon Browning were at Corona Del Mar High School. So I went to uni for 2 years, and then I'm talking with Patrick, and he just kind of mentions, like, you should transfer to CDM. You would start as a libero. And I was like, what? No, like, you guys are so good. There's no way I'd start. And he's like, no, seriously, like, you would start. So I start thinking about it, tell my parents, and my parents were down because they realized, I think, as soon as I turned 15, we won our first national championship. We realized, like, oh, I can go to college for this, and I can get a scholarship. And we noticed that while I was at uni, spending 3 months, I was getting worse at volleyball, just playing at a lower level. Uh, while everyone else was at better high schools and they were practicing five times a week, hour like 3 to 4 hour long practices, and they were getting better at playing at a very high level. So I saw the value in this, and my dad did too. So we had to actually move to Newport for me to be able to go there because of CIF rules. Um, if I just transferred and stayed in Irvine, I would have had to sit out for all of league and only played CIF. So my parents are awesome. They actually moved to Newport Beach so I can go to CDM high school. And I think that made a huge difference just in my volleyball career, getting exposed to some higher competition and just bigger matches. So like yeah, my club games we had important matches, but not that many people would actually watch our games, even though we were like one of the most watched courts. Our high school games would be insane though. Like we'd have our whole school at our big games. So that really prepared me for really to play in any game. I think that that got all of the fear of like playing in front of people out of me, because it's still to this day I haven't played in an environment like that. Like I've played at BYU even with multiple thousand people on TV. You can't even hear yourself yelling. Uh, but that's not the same as like playing in a high school gym that's packed with a bunch of young people that you know all of them. You go to school every day with all of them. That's pretty fun. So it was so worth it moving and going to CDM, um, and just helped my career out a lot. Yeah, it was one of the best decisions I've made. Definitely hard on my parents, but we did it. It worked out. It was super fun. Made some really cool connections. Became really good, close friends with Patrick, and better friends with Brandon and Kevin. Um, are you thinking about transferring schools, going to a better school? You might actually want to consider it.